Hey guys, Mike here from Jam Fitness. I'm sat down on the couches with Greg and Ross again, bringing you another edition of Jam on the Couch. We've actually been getting a lot of questions from some of our fairly newer clients, and one of the struggles that they are having, and I know it's something that a lot of you guys have struggles with as well, and it's your hydration levels. Alright, it's how do you improve your total body water retention, alright? And it's actually quite a tricky one. It's even a trickier one to say. But it's not, the actual process of improving it can actually be done by just focusing on a couple of few things. And I'm going to get the boys to kind of talk a little bit more about some of the things that you can do. And one of the first things that you can do is actually improving your digestive system. So, Ross, do you want to have a little chat on how they can do that?
So with the digestive system, what we can do is, particularly this time of year, a lot of people are getting colds, viruses, flus, they're particularly run down as well this time of year. So I say just by flushing out the system, just by getting the right nutrients in, we can help to improve the body's retention of water, and particularly if the body's stressed, you're going to get really uptight, muscles are going to be contracting. I say there's not going to be much, the hydration levels aren't going to improve if the muscles are tight. So it's just about trying to improve the overall bodily function, and as I say, the previous video we talked about like some lean greens, just to really help your system to improve.
Yeah, there's a couple of other things that you can, and you were kind of having a chat with one of your clients this morning about it as well, and there's two really great products out there, and this is like beyond lean greens. You can actually get these products elsewhere. Is coconut water. Alright, coconut water has got some great properties in it that will actually help your body's hydration levels. Now, it's either for you or it's not. Alright, a lot of people have kind of said that coconut water on its own isn't very pleasant. But Holland and Barrett actually have a fantastic range of coconut waters that are flavoured. And one of the ones that, one of my favourites is pomegranate and acacia berries. Alright, now some of you guys that have spoken to me before, acacia berries are fantastic because of their antioxidant levels, which in this case are great for your gut. Alright, great for your toxicity levels. Spit that one out.
Keep your tongue in.
I know.
It's all over the place.
But one of the other great things, and we've actually been, Greg and I have actually been having a little chat about this because of Greg's digestive challenges, and it's aloe vera water.
Yeah.
Do you want to have a little chat about that?
Yeah, I mean, aloe vera water is generally going to be good for, again, flushing the digestive system and trying to really control the stomach acidic levels as well, so that when you're intaking water and you're hydrating yourself, it's going to be flushed throughout the body. And one thing that, I mean, me and Mike and Ross all spoke about is that your muscles are like a sponge. So if you think about the water that you're intaking, if you're really tense, your muscles are, it's like you're squeezing that sponge, and you take in water, the muscles aren't going to take that in. So your muscles aren't going to be getting hydrated. Whereas if you're relaxed, and that's what aloe vera does, it'll relax you, it'll generally loosen you off as well, especially through your digestive system. That sponge will then be not clasped in your hand, it'll be open, so that the muscles will be getting hydrated and they'll be getting fueled, so that then you're using that energy in your exercise as well. Another thing is, and Angela's out there, I spoke to you about it this morning, Angela Nicol, and she was going about how being able to keep herself hydrated throughout the day is difficult. One of the main things I tend to do is during the day, if I'm having a busy day or if I'm stuck at a desk on the computer, is I would just have a litre bottle in front of me. You're then keeping track of how much you're actually intaking on a daily basis. Yeah. And a lot of people don't know how much to actually intake throughout the day. I mean,
even if you're working the likes of an office job as well, just taking a couple of seconds to go over to the water machine if you've got one, just top up the bottle, stretch the legs, get the posture sorted again. Yeah. It can be a good idea. And it's in terms of daily intake, 2 litres, that's the recommended allowance. But again, it doesn't factor in exercise. So I mean, if we're doing more than that, we need to obviously be taking on more water.
Yeah,
definitely.
Water is one of these funny things guys, alright? There's no such thing as too much, alright? You can't get enough of it, alright? It is really, really good for you. Your body cannot function without it. And you have to remember, you are nearly 70% water already. Alright, so you need to kind of keep that topped up. That's what helps keep you focused, that's what helps keep you concentrated, it's what helps keep you awake. Alright, it's ridiculously good for your skin. It has so many wide-ranging properties, but you know, just kind of jumping back a little bit to the aloe vera thing, the reason why it kind of helps you de-stress and things like that is because it helps get rid of the pesticides in your system.
Yeah.
Alright, it helps get rid of that nasty bacteria that you do not need. And it's that type of bacteria that, like Ross was saying, and what Greg was saying as well, is it tenses you up. Alright, so you want to get rid of that. So coconut water and the aloe water are really, really good for that.
There's plenty of pesticides in modern food as well, particularly with likes of your saturated fats. So well, that comes into play with likes of nutrition. If too much saturated fats in the diet, again, similar to if you've got a pan, you've been cooking, and then as if you take the pan out off the hob, rinse it under the tap, you notice the fat rises to the top, water sinks to the bottom. So again, both these don't work in conjunction. So the fat's obviously going to obstruct the
absolutely, your water content, yeah. And you have to remember as well, guys, saturated fat, we'll talk about saturated fat in another blog and give another vlog, sorry, and give you a little bit more of an insight into, you know, why too much of that is definitely not a good thing. But I love what Ross was kind of talking about the whole office environment.
Yeah.
Pretty much every single one of you that are working in an office, we don't have the luxury here at Jam, alright? But you guys, 99.9% of the time, have all got air conditioning systems. Alright? Now, one of the things that these air conditioning systems do, they extract the moisture out of the air. Alright? So you are already being dried out in your office. That's why most offices have these little water dispensers in their offices, because they need to make sure that you are topped up. Alright? Air conditioning systems are essentially an air extraction system, and they are pumping in cool air, alright? They're taking the moisture out. So even just something as simple as an aircon system. But think about it, how do you guys feel when you're on holiday and you're stuck in a stuffy air cabin in the airplane? How thirsty are you feeling when you get out? There's a reason why these trolley dollies pump out water and drinks and everything on the flights.
I feel like a panting dog.
They need to keep you topped up, otherwise you're going to get ill. So there's lots of different things that you can do to keep your hydration levels up. But the main ones that we've kind of alluded to, get your digestive system sorted out. Alright, get on the aloe water, the coconut water. Helen Vincent, if you're out there, you need to tell people how great you feel on the aloe water. It's been amazing for you. The other thing that you want to watch, keep your saturated fat levels down. Alright, but the main one, alright, and we've all alluded to it, alright, there's a key theme popping up in some of these videos. Get your stress levels down. Release the tension, alright?
There's probably one thing as well that I reckon everyone could relate to when it comes to your hydration levels, because it has obviously an effect as well. When you're exercising, well Ross, you might, Mike as well, cramps.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, when you lie down at night and you're generally, your water to salt imbalance in the body can be affected by your hydration levels, and that's what causes your muscle fibres as well to seize up. And I would imagine quite a lot of you out there, from the exercise that you did, whether you're doing 1, 2, 3 classes or you're going out for runs, doing the gym, you're going to suffer from cramps at some point. Yeah, that's due to the hydration, well, the water to salt imbalance in the body, and we need to try and combat that by getting your hydration levels sorted as well.
How many of you guys have kind of woken up in the middle of the night because you got a cramp in your calf? You don't work your calves hard enough to get cramp in your calf. But it happens, and that's exactly what Greg was getting about.
Yeah.
But a great indicator of how hydrated or dehydrated you are is, you know, some of you might be a little bit put off by this, but look at the colour of your pee. Alright? The darker it is, the more waste that you're getting rid of, so you are quite dehydrated.
Yeah.
Alright? And one of the telltale signs of whether you're dehydrated and it's because of stress is the darker that it is. Because the darker that it is, that's when you have just had a big release of toxins. Alright? And that's been brought on by your stress levels.
We don't want that. We want it nice and clear. And yeah, I check mine every day. So
you can't possibly.
Not for lumps. I check the colour, honestly.
Well, there's the telltale signs, guys, alright? And that's also the telltale things that you need to, that you are most able to influence.
Yeah.
Alright? And that's what you want to be doing. Look at the things that you can influence and not the things that you can control.
As well as things like caffeine and alcohol. Obviously it's over and above what was said, but it does play an impact on your hydration levels. Again, if you're drinking more than 3 cups of coffee a day, you can look at substituting tea in there. Green tea, fantastic for digestion, really going to help improve your metabolism.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about earlier on.
Absolutely.
I think with lots of alcohol as well, it can have an impact for 3 days afterwards, so you really got to keep ensuring.
3 days?
Yeah.
Alright? The worst hangover ever. It stays in your body for 3 days. It sucks.
Don't keep drinking.
Water.
Yeah. If you're going to have a pint of water next to it. But I know no one does that. So yeah, the next day you need to make sure you keep yourself hydrated.
Absolutely.
Alright guys?
So there we go. Loads of tips and advice on how you can improve your hydration levels and how you can effectively impact your body overall.
And look back to the stress video. That's obviously, everything is relating back to that as well. So have a look at that video as well and you get a lot of tips that are combined together.
But guys, honestly, we're here for you. Reach out to us if you've got questions. If you're not sure about this, you've got to ask us. Alright? Make sure you tune in for another video. We'll speak to you next time.
See you later guys.